What up, people? Well, that happened. But, anyway. What up, peeps? I am back. We are here to continue my Nightmare on Elm Street franchise review. We are on Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So I got this, Freddy versus Jason left, and basically, and then the remake. So yeah, we got three more. Um, and so today I'm doing Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and then tomorrow I'm doing Freddy versus Jason. So this film came out in 1994, so 10 years after the original film. The reason this film happened was because the fucking shitstorm that was Freddy's Dead, which I reviewed. So after that, they came back. Wes Craven came back in the franchise, and he came up with this film. This film came out almost 2 years. In my opinion, this almost is like the way he did this film. In a way, was like the blueprint for Scream, because this came out about 2 years before Scream came out, which I'm gonna eventually get to that franchise too. Um, I think I'm gonna get to Scream once I get like probably once I get a little bit into the Child's Play franchise. Like once I'm at like either the like Bride or Seed, I'll probably just start because by then I'll be done with the Freddy franchise for the most part. We'll get into Scream soon. So yeah. So this is about like in a way the blueprint for the Scream for the whole meta thing in the film. So I mean I love this film. I don't think it's the best Freddy film because I think a lot of the kills, which I will get to, are very they're clearly kills from the other films, you know. But I do dig Freddy's look in this. I like the whole trench coat look, and the claw is like this elaborate design. Um, and it's cool to have Heather Langenkamp back, even though she's playing herself. She's not playing Nancy in this. She's playing Heather Langenkamp. The kid actor was not that great, but he wasn't horrible. He's not the worst kid actor in the world, but I do think there are portions of the film where it drags a bit, but I do like the film, and it was cool to see Wes Craven in it. It was cool to see Robert Englund as himself. The whole meta stuff was good. I do think the film needed some characters because there was no actual characters because everyone, besides the one babysitter lady, and then I guess the nurses, everyone else, like pretty much everybody was playing themselves. So there was no real characters in this film. But I like it, and it was at least the first really solid Freddy film. Nightmare film. I won't say it's a great Freddy movie, but a good nightmare film. It was the first solid nightmare film in a while. Because man, there was after it was really I say after the third one, four was solid was okay. I guess like I don't hate it, but four was okay. But then five and six were just the shits. So we're at least kind of back to a decent film, and then Freddy vs. Jason's pretty good, especially as a Freddy film. And then the remake is I'll get to that. But so this film kicks off with it seems like it's a normal nightmare scene. Um, so he's making the new Freddy glove. Nancy's husband, who's I think his name is Chase. Oh, that's what his name is. So yeah, his name is Chase. He's he makes props. So, and then the Freddy crawl freaked out. It was like a nightmare scene, but then Heather woke up. It was a dream scene. And then basically we see her. This is also, keep in mind, this probably came out not too long after the earthquake, so the Northridge earthquake. So in the film starts off with an earthquake. So that's kind of cool. Because they probably were filming it at the time Northridge happened. So they're just like, fuck it, we'll just add that as part of the plot. Because they're living in Hollywood and so Chase ends up leaving, and her son, I think his name's Dylan. Yeah, her son's name's Dylan, and he's having nightmares, kind of like. She gets like disturbing phone calls, and the voice you could clearly tell is Freddy. And it turns out the Freddy in this universe is some demon. I don't know the full story. It's some demon that takes form of Freddy. So she goes to like the media and to the studio. She's on a talk show with Robert Englund, who's playing Freddy, and it's like very like I like it. It's very like I said meta. So Freddy in this universe is an actual movie character and I think they're in talks to do another film. She confides in Wes. Like I said, there are portions of the film that I do think kind of drag. Um, so she confides in Wes, and Wes admits he's been having nightmares. She gets home, her son basically has a freak out moment. Chase has to work late, so Chase ends up coming home. The claw comes out of the driver's seat, kills him, and then basically it's made it look like a car accident. The problem I have with this kill was it very much was just the. If you remember the motorcycle kill from the fifth film, it was just that, but in a car. I don't know, man. I felt like you should have. I think that's the biggest weakness is some of the kills. I would have preferred like um, some actual kills in this movie like that are a bit unique, not just kills we've seen already. But okay, it was. And then Heather's reaction to it was pretty good. Then I think she ends up going to the hospital, and um, so Craven, she ends up talking to Wes again, and basically he tells her about basically the plot of his movie, the new Freddy movie. So that happens. Um, I'm gonna jump. Cause I'm gonna be honest. They're like the middle of the film's kind of boring. You have a bitchy nurse who thinks Dylan's freaking out because Heather does horror movies. So it was almost like I don't know if that was like I think that was probably done on purpose to be like the commentary on horror films. So Dylan ends up freaking out again, and he's walking in traffic, and Freddy's making it almost like he's about to get hit. Then he gets taken to the hospital. Then Freddy kills uh, uh, Dylan's babysitter, and the kill was very much just it was the kill from the first one when we killed Tina, by skin the cat, and I think he even does the skin the cat thing. Have you heard skin the cat in front of Dylan? So, and then Heather goes into Dylan's room, confronts Freddy, who has captured Dylan. Decent final act. They end up. Freddy tries to get Dylan. Heather fights Jason. Freddy, I said Jason. Freddy. So Freddy does the tongue thing and his grows along, and then stabs Freddy's tongue. They kill him by locking him in a furnace, and then pretty much the film ends. Oh, also, there's a scene where she talks to John Saxon, who plays her dad. So that was kind of cool to see him again. This film was very much just. I think it's a solid nightmare film, and it's an okay horror film. I think it as a horror film, and that's why I do give it a bit of a pass. I do think the middle is a bit boring. I will say that's the only kind of weakness is I think the middle act needed a bit more. But I don't. I am giving it a bit more of a positive, and I'm almost ignoring that because I think at least this film, Wes Craven, it's Wes Craven's, and Wes Craven I think wanted to fix Freddy. Because like I said, in the overall later sequels, Freddy becomes nothing more than like a joke. He became more than one-liners, and he wasn't scary anymore. I do dig his design. I do love the whole trench coat thing, and the whole claw being like this elaborate design. But I do think the kills could have been a bit better. Like instead of just being retreads of kills we've seen already. Like I said, Chase's death was very much. Those are the only two deaths in the movie. Um, yeah, there was a guy who got killed in the beginning, but it was a dream scene. So there, in terms of the real world of that movie, the only Chase and Julie, who was the babysitter, like the babysitter one, that one was just the skin the cat killed from from the first one. It's like I would have preferred them not just doing a retread. Like I said, that's my only big gripe. And I understand Nightmare, especially in Wes's case, maybe because you got to remember, even the first one, there wasn't like a shitload of kills. It's not like Halloween or Friday the 13th where you got a killer who's just. So I understand that, but I felt like it could have done something a bit different. But I do like the film. I like the acting in it. I think everyone does a good job, and at least Wes wanted to make Freddy scary again. He tried to. The only thing I would have tweaked instead of making it like some demon, I would have made it to where Freddy just got into the real world. Like, you know what? Just go wacky with it. Like something happens to where maybe in Wes's script is Freddy comes out of the television into the real world, and that's what should have happened. And he's trying to kill Nancy because Heather because he thinks she's Nancy. You know, I think that would have been unique, and that would have been the only thing I would have tweaked. But I overall like the film, and it's definitely one. It's not my go-to. My main go-tos are the first three, but I'll watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare if it's there. You know, um, like I said, it's cool. Heather Langenkamp I think did a pretty good job, even though she's just playing herself. It was kind of cool. I thought the whole talk show scene was kind of funny. You know, like I said, I think this film is clearly almost like a blueprint for Scream because this came out 2 years before Scream. So, um, like I said, I wish this movie had some actual characters because everyone playing themselves, you don't really there's no character development because you're playing yourself. That's the only thing, but I like it, and it definitely Wes Craven at least wants to try to he wanted to try to at least bring the franchise back into some normalcy. So I like this film. Out of 10, I'd give it like a 7. Um, I would watch it if you know. Don't watch it like obviously for me, and this is just me personally. Just stick to the first three, and then maybe Freddy versus Jason as like an unofficial fourth film. And I mean, and maybe watch the fourth film just for the kills, but don't watch 5 and 6. You don't need to watch those. But yeah, or the remake, honestly. But at least with this one, you can watch this one as like an. If you want to use the word Elseworld story, I can just kind of use that for just anything that's not part of the main storyline. You can kind of watch this as an Elseworld story of Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy's in the real world, and yeah. So, but other than that, I got really nothing much left to say on this movie. It's good. Watch it. Tomorrow we're gonna be reviewing Freddy vs. Jason because, like I said, I count Freddy vs. Jason as a Freddy movie. I was debating. I was like, should I review this in the Jason section? But then the more I thought about it, Freddy has more of the story. Yeah, he has like officially he only has one kill in it, but it very much is a Freddy movie. Freddy has the bigger storyline. He feels like the bigger issue in the movie, so very much I just look at it as a Freddy film. And then we're gonna get to the remake, which I will probably review on Friday, because Wednesday I'm reviewing Child's Play 2, and then I think Thursday I'm ranking the DCU films with the Snyder Cut. So, other than that, I'm gonna take one more hit, and yeah.